Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a book haul, which I've never really done on my channel, so I'm really excited for that. I have tons of books stacked over here. I'm a little overwhelmed, but we're gonna be able to do it. It's gonna be great. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Kendra. I'd love to have you guys join the family, hit the subscribe button. I do post book videos, sometimes beauty videos, travel vlogs, all that kind of stuff. And also, don't forget to follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. It's where I'm most active. So if you want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, that's honestly the best place to do it. The best place to be friends is on Twitter and Instagram. This outfit is like the most Kendra off-brand like thing I own. I'm wearing like these butterfly clips in my hair and this girly dress, which is like so not like me, but I think it's cute, so we're gonna roll with it. Usually I'm in like all black and hoodies, like very tomboy. That's just me. Even though sometimes I do full glam, I love to be tomboy. Anyways, I've got a lot of books to talk about, and I don't want this video to be too long because I already know it is. So let's jump right on into it. I honestly have no idea where to start. I don't know if there's like a good way to go about. I just realized I forgot my earrings. Oh my gosh, give me 1 second. I can't live without my hoops. I knew something was off. I felt naked. Okay, as I was saying, I have no idea if there's like a good strategy or whatever on how to do this. So we're just gonna crack on. And a lot of these things I've bought over the last couple of months, most of them more recently, but since I've never done a book haul on my channel, that's why I'm including things from the last little bit. If I remember where they're from, I will let you know, just in case you wanted to like go find them or something. I mean, you can find most of these anywhere, but yeah. You know where we should start, because that's the most fun? The books I bought in Europe. So let me get them. When we went to Europe, when we were in Ireland and England, there was two. The Ireland one was really small but really cute. If you want to watch the vlog, I'll link it up here, but it was like this old, basically a secondhand bookstore. So if you guys didn't know, The Great Gatsby is one of my favorite books of all time, if not like the favorite book of all time. I'm not sure yet. I have a hard time like saying that, you know what I mean? So I found, in the Ireland store, I found 3 copies of The Great Gatsby. So I found this one, which I thought was really cute. Basically, I just want to collect versions of my favorite book. This one's super small, it's lime green. Honestly, there's not a lot special to it other than the fact that it's lime green and it was €2, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this. But yeah, and then the next one I bought I thought was super cute. It's like this mint turquoisey color, and it has this like Art Deco gold along the edges and a very like subtle Art Deco font in The Great Gatsby with this cute little car, like 1920s car. Nothing special about this except for I think this wasn't used, so it was €8, but that's not that bad at all for a good book, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then this is the one I can't remember if I found. I think I found this in the Ireland one. Yeah, I did, because it has a Euro sticker. Okay, so this is a cool hardcover copy. I've never seen anything like this before. It just has this like, obviously very 1920s picture on the front, and that's kind of what drew me in. Again, there's really nothing special about this, although it has some like writing in it from whoever owned it last. Oh my gosh, I'm actually really excited to go through and look at these, because like this person said watching her to see if she approves, which is like she just like wrote some, whoever owned this wrote some annotations in it. So I'm really excited to actually go through these and read that. And then in England I had 2 more copies of The Great Gatsby. So I did walk out of our Europe trip with 5 copies of The Great Gatsby. This one, I don't know why, I just really liked it, and I thought that the green, like green's my favorite color, so I thought that this was really cool. And again, nothing really special about this one. This was £3. And then I found this one, which I have seen pictures of this before. I don't see them anywhere like in the US within bookstores, but I'm sure maybe they sell, no, this, I don't know, maybe it's just UK and Canada. I'm not really sure. But anyways, it's just got this really cool picture. I imagine that's Gatsby and Daisy. Pretty cool. And then my last book I bought in Europe was this copy of The Beautiful and the Damned, which is a book I have not read yet, but I really want to. This is obviously by Fitzgerald. It matches this one, which is the reason like I kind of wanted to buy it. I mean, I was gonna buy it anyways, but I'm just kind of happy that they match. And yeah, I'm really excited about those. Of course, I just had to buy Great Gatsby. Let's kind of like change gears here and talk about the next book that I bought. and that is Moonflower by JD Slajchert. This is the charity edition. If you guys haven't been on my channel and if you didn't know, Moonflower by JD Slajchert is one of my favorite books of all time. This is the original cover. This is $14.99 on Amazon. It is always linked down below in my description box. This is the charity edition. It looks like this. It is $27.99, I believe. If that's not the price, I'll put the correct price on the screen. But 100% of profits of this book go to charity, and I will explain more on that later. But yeah, these are the two different editions. They're super cute. Let's get into why this is important to me. So JD Slajchert is actually a friend of mine. He is one of the kindest people ever. I think he is such a great guy. He cares a lot about everybody, and he cares a lot about things that are important to him, and he like really drives, like really goes hard with them, you know what I mean? So the story of this book is about a guy named Tim Dexter, aka TD, who is a Division I college basketball athlete, and he has a little sister who is diagnosed with sickle cell disease. So throughout this book, he's trying to help his sister have the best life possible, even though she has sickle cell disease. And then also, to throw a bone in things, TD is in love with his best friend, Emma Ray Finley, and he's trying to figure out how to tell her. This book starts out with him going to visit Emma on her study abroad in Italy, so it is this very fun, action-packed start to the book because they're going to visit all these places in Italy, and you get TD's perspective of how he's going to tell her he's in love with her. Anyways, really, really cute, and obviously it's a very emotional book. JD, the author of this book, actually had a best friend who was diagnosed with sickle cell disease, who he went through everything with this friend, and it's a very emotional story. His name is Luke. He ended up passing away, but 100% of profits of this book go to the Luke Strong Foundation. You can see that like on the back right here. They are raising awareness, trying to find a cure and everything like that for sickle cell disease. It is so important. That's why I wanted to include it in this video. I bought this with my own money. JD did not send this to me, although I'm sure he would have if I asked, but I personally care to donate to the cause. So that is why I bought my own copy, and I highly recommend you guys doing it too. It will be linked down in the description box. This video is not sponsored, obviously. I'm saying this with my own love and care, and the love I have for this book, the love I have for JD, and yeah, all that. Let's talk about some YA fantasy, because that's my favorite genre. A couple of these next books coming up are from different places, so I'll mention everything. The first one is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faizal. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I did get this in an Aloe box. I think that the original cover has gold writing, which I kind of would have preferred because I love gold, but this one has silver, and that's okay. It's still a really, really pretty cover. This is about a girl named Zafira. She has to disguise herself as a man to go in and hunt to save her people. Anyways, Zafira is sent on a quest, basically, and this main male character named Nasir is sent on the same mission, kind of, by the Sultan in order to stop Zafira, but obviously, romance ensues and stuff like that. It's probably a little bit of a hate to lovers thing. I'm really excited to get into this. I haven't read this yet, but it's definitely on my TBR for this year, so yeah. Another Aloe book that I got, but I ended up giving it to my friend and she sent me the regular edition, is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I switched with Katie because if you guys didn't know Katie from Katie's Book Nook, this is like one of her favorite books of all time, if not her favorite book of all time, and she really wanted the Aloe edition, and I was just like, yeah, you should have it, as long as, like, all I need is a copy of the book. So we swapped, and actually like green is my favorite color and this is more green, the other one was purple, so it kind of worked out. Really quick note, if you didn't know, we are doing, for the Overhyped Books Club, which is me, Majelle from Majelle Bell, Katie from Katie's Book Nook, and Karina from Bookish Babbles, we are doing our Overhyped Book Club, and this is the pick for the month of August, so you should definitely read along with us. Our live show is going to be August 30th, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Anyways, this is the book we're reading, and this is about a girl named Elizabeth who works in a magical library. I think it's inspired by like a Harry Potter style library. The books are sentient creatures, so they kind of like talk to her, which I think is so cool. There is a love romance story in this book, so I'm really excited for that. I've heard so many great things and I'm so excited to get into it, and yeah, it's such a pretty book. Okay, so let's get into the next two books, and these are Barnes & Noble exclusive editions of two of my favorite classics, which I actually haven't read since like high school, so I'm really keen to read them again soon, and that is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Jane Eyre is one of my favorite stories of all time. I also love the movie, which has Mia Wasikowska and Michael Fassbender. Love Michael Fassbender as the two main characters, Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester. Honestly, I love this story so much. I have not read it since like high school, and this is like kind of a big book to read. I think when I do reread this, I'll like not try and read it all at once. I'll just read a couple of chapters here and there over the course of like a month or two. But I love this story so much. This edition has like this kind of like faux leather style binding with sprayed edges. It also comes with a ribbon bookmark, and I just think it's so pretty. The end pages are super pretty as well, like it has this design. Wuthering Heights is this green with the purple and the gold writing, and it has purple sprayed edges. The end pages are also kind of similar but with a different colorway. I actually also haven't read this since high school. I'm really excited to get into those. Just such great classics, great stories. Anyways, maybe another Barnes & Noble edition I should talk about is this heifer of a F. Scott Fitzgerald classic works. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, I just talked about it a couple minutes ago. But you guys know I love F. Scott Fitzgerald. This actually doesn't have Great Gatsby in it. It has This Side of Paradise, The Beautiful and the Damned, Flappers and Philosophers, and The Tales of the Jazz Age. I'm really excited about this. I love how Art Deco it is. I like want to make my entire future home just like modern Art Deco. That's like my dream, like black, gold, and green, dark walls, velvets, like stuff like that. Anyways, the end pages are super cute. It is sprayed like a metallic gold, and I obviously don't plan on reading out of this. I will read like paperback or other copies, but I have this on my like underneath my TV as decoration because it's beautiful, and also just to like show off F. Scott Fitzgerald. The next book I bought I have talked about on my channel before, and that is Red, White, and Royal Blue. This is by Casey McQuiston. I just bought this from like Target or Barnes & Nobles, I believe. This was a really cute book. I really enjoyed it. If you're interested in a cute little romance that gets a little steamy sometimes, but it's not like overly steamy, and it's like a new adult book, and it's politics and British royalty. It's super cute. It's just a love story between Henry and Alex and how things come to be. I really enjoyed this. The next book I bought, I can't even remember who tweeted about it, but somebody said that the collector's edition of Throne of Glass is on Book Outlet for like 10 bucks or something, so I was like, I'm gonna go buy it. Because I don't love Throne of Glass, like the first book, but I do love the entire series. They are some of my favorite books of all time. Just the first one I didn't like love. And so it looks like this, and it comes in a like carry case, I think, like this. Honestly, don't know what this ribbon is for. Maybe just to help pull the book out. So I don't know. But it's purple and gold, and this is our book. It has this on the cover, which is significant to the entire story, and a sword. And the coolest thing about this, like the end pages are gold, and then the chapters has like a sword, and then the side of the pages have these symbols, which are like word marks. Anyways, like you have the Eye of Elena on here. Anyways, it's super cool edition. So I got it for super cheap from Book Outlet. And yeah, it's really cool. It kind of was just like an impulse buy. I was like, wait, how can I not have this? You know what I mean? Oh man, this video is gonna be long. The next book I randomly bought was Daughter of the Pirate King. I bought this on Amazon for literally $5. It was like $5.50. I saw somebody post about it, how it was on sale. Normally it is $19, so I was like, I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to read this, but how can I not buy a hardcover book for $5.50? You know what I mean? Free shipping. So yeah, I don't know much about this. I do know that it's about the daughter, right, of a pirate king named Aloe, who is sent on a mission, who then gets captured. But then I think like romance ensues between like this other pirate crew and the leader of that pirate crew and her. So I'm really excited to get into this. We'll see when I actually do get into this. The end pages are really cool because it has like a map of the ship, which is super unique. You obviously like never see that because there's not a ton of like pirate inspired YA fantasy books. So yeah. A book I bought actually on, what is that website called? Thrift Books. Okay, well, let's be completely honest. About a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago actually, I went like ham on Thrift Books, and one of the books I bought was My Plain Jane by, I think this is by 3 people, yeah. Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is like a retelling of Jane Eyre. Obviously, you guys just heard my love for Jane Eyre. So I love this. I think the cover is super cute. But this one has like more spooky things, I think. Like, yeah, she sees dead people looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, so like it's a little bit more spooky, paranormal, shall we say, but I thought this was super cute, and it has deckled edges. I actually like deckled edges. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Another Owl Crate book I got is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. This is a more recent, I think this was my most recent Owl Crate book. It has a limited edition cover from Owl Crate, but I think it's just the gold writing on the case. This is a Mulan / Project Runway inspired retelling where she has to dress up to be a boy in order to be like the royal tailor, because it's only a boy that's allowed to be the royal tailor. I think it's the prince who like can see past her disguise, so he knows she's a girl, and obviously romance ensues, but I've just heard the best things about this. I love that there's diversity. I love that there's books coming out these days in YA fantasy that aren't just like a bunch of white girls, you know what I mean? Like that, it's just, I'm just happy that there's so much more diversity coming out these days, and I hope it continues, but I'm really excited to get into this. It's definitely higher up on my TBR, so we'll see when, but I'm excited. Another book I bought from my like thrift book like obsession is Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is actually a current read. I am on page 60, so at the beginning of chapter 13. If you didn't know anything about this story, Tender is the Night is about this girl named Rosemary who is a actress, and she just starred in like a very big picture back in, I think this takes place in like 1924 or 25. She has done a lot of traveling. Her mom has taken her everywhere. She loves her mom, but at the beginning of this book they show up at this hotel which is in the south of France, and she goes down to the beach and she doesn't want to be there long. She doesn't like it very much, but then she meets some people on the beach that she really kind of likes and some that she doesn't, and then she falls in love with this married man. So it is like a very controversial, I guess you could say, story. Like it makes you think. It's just really interesting. I really actually am really loving it so far. I love F. Scott Fitzgerald. He is so descriptive in his writing, and it's not like flowery, but it's very simplistic but descriptive, so you know exactly what's going on, and I adore it. I'm loving this, so I'm obviously gonna keep going. Two more books I bought in that thrift book buying spree was Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer and Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. I've read both of these before, but it was back in high school. I know that there's a movie on this one, and I haven't watched it, although I'm keen to watch it, but I want to reread this first before I watch it. So this story is about this little kid. I think he's like 9 or 10 or 11, let's see, 9 years old. Takes place in New York, and he wants to find the key that fits into this lock belonging to his father who died in the attack of the World Trade Center in 9/11. It's a really cute story. It's a really sad story. It really hits hard. And then the other book, Everything is Illuminated, it's about this man who sets out to find this person who may or may not have saved his grandmother from the Nazis. So it's just like really good, like it's really good stories. I really like his writing, but I also haven't read him since high school, so it's been like almost 10 years, probably since my sophomore year of high school. Good stuff though. I found a used set of Daughter of Smoke and Bone series by Laini Taylor on Amazon for like 20 bucks. These are in really good condition too. They still have the dust jacket and everything. I think they might have been somehow from Book Outlet and then on Amazon, because they have like the black dots on the bottom of the copies. This series is about a girl named Carew, I think is how you pronounce her name. She has blue hair, and I know this has like monsters in it and all that kind of stuff, and I've heard it's just a really great fantasy series. I am quite excited to get on into these. These are definitely on my TBR for this year, so hopefully I can get to them before the end of the year. Another book that I bought, this one was from Target, was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. My sister has actually read this, and literally like everyone else I know on YouTube has read this. I just haven't gotten around to it. But it is about this girl whose sister, I think it's Olive is the girl. Yeah. Her sister Amy is getting married, and the best friend of her sister's now husband, I guess. His best friend is like her mortal enemy. Anyways, at the wedding, everyone gets really sick with food poisoning, I think by like shellfish or something, and they both didn't eat it because they don't like it, or I don't even know the whole gist of the story. So everyone gets super sick and food poisoning, and even the bride and groom, and they can't go on their honeymoon anymore. So obviously she gives it to her sister, the groom gives it to his best friend, aka his best man from the wedding, and they have to go on together, but they hate each other. So this is obviously an enemies to lovers, because they end up going on this honeymoon together, and I'm really excited to get into it. My sister said it was a super quick read and it was really fun. It wasn't like amazing, but really, really fun. She really liked it, so I'm excited to get on into this. How many times have I said excited in this video? Like maybe that should be a drinking game, I don't know. Everyone would be plastered at this point. Okay, so the next series that I'm I'm currently reading is the Witcher series. My husband, Sam, plays the video games or plays The Witcher 3 specifically. I don't think he's played the earlier ones. And it's like one of his favorite video games of all time. And the series comes out sometime later this year, and I love Henry Cavill. I think he's the perfect Geralt. But anyways, I have the first prequel book, which is The Last Wish. I have the next prequel book called Sword of Destiny, which I'm currently reading. And then I have Blood of Elves and The Time of Contempt. These are like where this series starts. I'm pretty sure these were actually written before these two. Everyone online recommends you to read these two first because it helps you understand the characters in the series better. I'm really loving these. I gave this like a 4-star, and I'm like only about halfway through this one. I'm loving this one. I am really excited to get on into this series. I love Geralt. I think he's a fantastic character. He's so intriguing, and yeah, I got these all from, I think some from Barnes & Nobles, some from Amazon. They're about the same price at both places. Really great series though. It's an adult fantasy, and I'm so bloody excited for the series. So excited. This video is gonna be like 14 hours long. The good news is we're definitely on the home stretch. I only have like probably 10 books more, maybe less. The next book I have is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I've actually heard some pretty mixed reviews about this story. I'm pretty sure my friend Majelle from Majelle Bell really didn't like this. But it's Holly Black and I want to give it a shot. It's not super high up on my TBR, but I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point. You guys know my love for The Cruel Prince, one of my favorite books of all time. So we'll see if I like this. I'm pretty sure this is written way before that though. This is just it's also in like a fae realm. It's about these two like brother and sister, I think Hazel and Ben, and then they like stumble upon this boy in a glass coffin, and I think just like trouble ensues at that point. And eventually the boy in the glass coffin wakes up. So yeah, we'll see when I get into this, but yeah. I also have this copy of Wuthering Heights, and you're probably like, Kendra, why do you need so many copies of Wuthering Heights? And that's actually a really great question. But I was watching Kaylin from Kaylin Abridged, one of her vlogs, one of her travel to Norway vlogs, and I saw that she found this, I think it was this cover, I could be wrong, but she found these covers in the Denver airport of these classic books, and I like fell in love because this is very Tim Burton-esque, and if you didn't know, my love for Tim Burton is like way up in the sky. That's how much I love Tim Burton. So I really needed this, honestly. I just needed it. I needed it. Next book I have is Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. This is the second to Furyborn. I read Furyborn last November, and I really liked it. I kind of want to do a reread, but it is kind of a big book, so I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do a reread. I might just have to like read summaries online, unless I want to wait till like next year, because I have so many books I have to read. Anyway, so Kingsbane is about these two queens, kind of, who take place 1,000 years apart, but you get both of their stories. One chapter is Riel, and then the next chapter is, what's the other girl's name? Eliana. The Eliana one is the 1,000 years later, Riel is 1,000 years before, and Riel is going through these trials to prove that she is the Sun Queen, and Eliana doesn't. We kind of don't really know much about Eliana's story other than the fact that she hunts down people and brings them in for money, I think. I could be butchering this. Anyways, it's a really good story. I really enjoyed the first one. I'm excited to get into the next one. I don't know why they gave Furyborn deckled edges and not Kingsbane. I kind of wish they would have, but whatever. A few more random classics, which I'm not going to talk too much about because this video is already so long. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I've never read this book before, but I'm really excited to get into it. If you want to look it up, you can. I don't really want to say the summary right now. And also A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. I'm pretty sure this is just like an account of Ernest Hemingway and other people like F. Scott Fitzgerald, who, when they all like were in Paris in the 1920s, and I love obviously F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I want to know more about his life, and I also really like Ernest Hemingway, so I'm excited to get into this one. This is not a classic, but this is The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. I've never read this book before. I really want to though. I love the movie. The movie has Michael Fassbender as the main male character, and Alicia Vikander, who's one of my favorite actresses of all time, as the lead female in the movie. And this is about this couple who falls in love, and the guy, Michael Fassbender, I should probably say his name, Tom Sherborne, who is like the lighthouse guy. I just wish I knew the lighthouse keeper. And one of their jobs is to record every single thing that happens at the lighthouse. So he falls in love with Isabel. She moves out there with him, and they've tried to have a baby countless times, had like 5 or 6 miscarriages, and suddenly a dead man who is clutching onto an alive baby in a tiny little boat washes up on shore. And it's kind of this like moral debate on keeping the baby, going to find out more what's going on, if he should record it in the lighthouse like diary journal thingy. Anyways, really good movie. I love the movie. It made me cry so hard. It's such a sad but like beautiful movie. So I really want to rewatch that movie, but I want to read the book first. So, okay, I literally have only 4 more to talk about. The next book I bought was Death Note. This is by Tsugumi Ohba, and I think the artist is Takeshi Obata, and this is a manga, obviously. I know that there was a Netflix movie about Death Note that came out last year, and I know that a lot of people really didn't like it, but I really kind of want to watch it. So I want to read this first. It has like black sprayed edges. I love the look of this. It's so aesthetically pleasing to me. I think it's so beautiful. And I know that Books with Chloe really likes this series, so I want to get into it. And the art is really good. Anyways, this was kind of more of like an impulse buy. I just really have always wanted to know the story of Death Note. What happens is he finds this thing called a Death Note, and you write a name in the book, that person dies. The main character named Light, he has vowed to only write bad people's names in the book, like to rid the world of evil. So will his like noble cause succeed or not? That is what this is about. The next book I bought is Circe by Madeline Miller. I'm pretty sure I bought this because Kaylin from Kaylin Abridged really loves this book, and first of all, the cover is stunning. I think the end pages or maps on the end pages are super pretty as well. This is about, I think, the daughter of Helios who finds out she has a power of like creating monsters, and I also think like killing monsters. Power of witchcraft, which can transform rivals into monsters and menace the gods themselves. So Zeus banishes her to like the human realm, which she like actually gets along with humans really well, so I think she kind of just like thrives. But she crosses paths with a lot of these other people in Greek mythology. She finds herself pitted against both men and gods. I'm really excited to get into this. It has deckled edges, it's gorgeous. Also, I really do like Greek mythology. I'm not like massively huge on it, but it has always intrigued me since I can remember. So the next one I bought, really this was like a cover buy, and that is The Storm Crow by Kaylin Josephson, sorry. I can read, I swear. This cover is stunning. First of all, I love the gold writing, the blue and the black, like everything about this color is so pretty. I love the crow aspect. I think where this person lives, like the crows are really important to them. But this girl and her sister, and they find a crow egg, which I don't think have seen in a long time, so they plan to hatch it secretively. Trouble ensues. I'm sure there's a romance or something. Anyways, I love this cover. I also don't think it's super long, which I can definitely appreciate. 338, so it's not super long. I'm honestly not sure if this is a standalone or a series or what, but I think it might be a standalone, but it's so pretty. The last thing I want to talk about, now that we're finally here, I bought Saga by, who is this by? Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I think this is like more adult themed, so it is like not, like it's slightly graphic I think to a certain extent, but this is about like star-crossed lovers having a baby, obviously, when I think their two worlds are warring. So it's about like keeping them safe, keeping their baby safe. I love that it's about a family, because like how often do you see comics or stories or books in general about like a family? I think that's super cool. And yeah, I'm really excited to get onto this. I think if I just give myself like an hour or two with some snacks, I will just get through this all in one sitting and continue on with the series. I don't read a lot of comics, graphic novels, or mangas. They're just not what I really reach for, but I do like them occasionally, and I love the premise of this one, so yeah. Now that my voice is gone and the battery on my camera is gone too, and also the battery on my laptop and also my personal battery, I have finished talking about all the books I need to talk about. If you are still here, first of all, thank you so very much. Comment down below if you made it to the very end. Comment down below artichokes, because I love artichokes. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to check out my Twitter and Instagram. As I said, that's where I'm up to date on my life, so it's the best place to follow me. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to have you join the family. Usually I don't have long videos like this. It's very rare, but thank you for sticking around and tuning in if you did. I'm gonna let you guys go though. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever it happens to be that you're watching this video. I'm not sure how I'm gonna take a thumbnail with all these books, but we'll see. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!